Alright, well, welcome to development log number 5, I think we're on, for Acheron Raiders United. This one's a relatively small one, but I figured I'd do it inside a recreation map, which will obviously be redone at some time. So, what's happened since the last update? Well, the first thing I can tell you that's happened is that the way Liquid behaves has been changed, because it turns out Liquid would always reveal itself. It would always register itself as exposed, and thus it would expose anything on its borders, like this. Turns out that's a problem if you want to have isolated caverns full of liquid, because the liquid will uncover the cavern, but not actually undo any of the neighboring rock or anything, but it will bug it if it is just always exposed. So the new system is basically if there's any empty square near a liquid will collapse, reveal itself, not actually destroy itself, and then call to its neighbors, which, if they are liquids and they are exposed to at least one open face, ta-da, this guy, they will rinse and repeat the process. So it behaves identically inside of explored areas, although, oh my god, painfully, complexively. Yeah, it behaves relatively tame inside of unexposed areas. So you get the best of both worlds, but implementing that was an absolute nightmare. So we're going to have our 3 dudes in which you can walk around, drill open some rocks here. This is a remake of a level, which is only being used as filler. All the levels we'll add later will be, of course, original content, because I think we can do better. Now, as you can see, we have just uncovered a whopping, what do I think of here? A whopping 4 more population in terms of what we can carry. So we're going to warp down a 4th dude, get the work flowing. And yeah, that's because our tool store is here. I just noticed that the tool store didn't update population count once uncovered. So I'm going to have to install a bit of code for that later. Now, I'm going to do what we're here is we're going to actually build some tech to demonstrate the new capabilities we have. Big thing here is vehicles, but we actually need to get our hands on some geodes first. That's not it. Okay, there's a geode, alright. Cool, so gem station's online. We need another geode to get our hands on a refinery, which I think is going to be necessary here. Right on, okay. So, yeah, I think this is open enough space. Yeah, screw it, why not? I'm just gonna probably install an aux station here, I guess. There we go, I think that'll work. And yeah, that's finished shoving everything around now. We have no power, of course, which is our biggest problem. So, yeah, construction can't really be a thing until we get some energy. Oh yeah, and I guess I also need to finish this piece of construction. Gonna do myself there. Right, so now the entire power grid's online, and yeah, it works pretty well. So, theoretically, our refinery should start churning out metal pretty soon here, and we're just going to keep the refinery at top level. Make sure we can churn out maximum metal in minimal time. Right, so that'll get everything at top level. And next up, we're going to get our hands on some cars. These car icons are less than exceptional, but they're going to be about the same resolution no matter what I did to them. So, yeah, I figured I'd manually convert them into pixelated form, which is, oh, it's a nightmare. But it'll work for now. I might redo the icons later, just get like a wheel and a drill or something, who knows. But, yeah, so now we just need to get our hands on a crap ton of metal and all that, and convert it all to our goodies. So, we're going to have 30 metal, like so. We'll get our hands on a new small hauler, which carries around little bits of material. Good dude to hop in here. I believe he has just walked a bit off to one side, but he didn't get himself stuck in the wall, so everything's good, I guess. Just gonna drill this, drill this, drill this, and drill this and this. So, queue up some aux station to make everything go even faster. That allows us to have significantly more infantry, which is a bigger boost, all in all. But our truck's just zooming along. He's dropping off multiple resources everywhere he goes. He's definitely reducing the amount of bottleneck we have in resource collection, which is his job, so I'd like to think that's what he does. And yeah, so far construction hasn't been broken outright, so I'm feeling good about that. Right on, so there's our Ox station. Let's get warping. No? Oh. I don't think the Ox station is actually... Oh yeah, it's not powered. It's the only block it's connected to is the tool node's tool chest, which is not a powered block. Alright, well, there we go. Oh, I think we should have a bit of a construction overdose there with that pathing. Oh, no, actually, see, my bad. The Ox station isn't on because we didn't have the goddamn resources to power it. Right. I'm an idiot. So, yeah, we're just going to go remedy that problem. Of course, I could always just kill the power to this guy. Yeah, let's do that. Nah, screw that. We're going to kill the power to the Ox Pad, or the, not the Ox Pad, but the Rosen Pad. I wonder if I've been saying Ox Station versus Rosen Pad the entire time, but it's a question for another day. Right, so now we have that all set up. We warped down a crap ton of men. Oh, we just turned off the pad, so we can't use the pad to warp in more raiders. I am such a dumbass. Right, I think we've gotten all the resources we can get, though, so unfortunately we will never be able to witness the glory of even more stuff. I just have to warp my dudes one at a time, painfully. If I was smart, I would just toggle power again, and redirect power from the refinery to the teleport pad so I can warp the dudes faster. But that's not really a thing. As always, the methodology for how the infantry is behaving is working exactly as intended. I think last I checked in, we had a guy who has very, very, very low specs PC, like, it must be about like 10 years old almost, and he can run 60-something raiders without an ounce of lag in sight. So, still proud of these checks and how everything's performing underneath pressure. Not a whole lot else going on. I think our next step is probably going to be doing some work with control groups, maybe? I gotta work out a couple bugs related to construction. The mining, or the small hauler, is trying to be a good guy, and he's trying to dump off resources and be helpful, but sometimes he does overdose on construction by failing to gauge how many things are going on with the process. I'll have to do more testing on this. I have supposedly added a clause that should fix it, because the code was dropping off as many as it could fit within the building's resources. But now I've added a check, so if it has more intended resources than actual resources being dropped off, if there's more intended resources after dropping off a full load would be, so the truck's not doing all the work, in other words, then it proceeds to lower the amount of items being dropped off. And theoretically, that should iron out the code. But it's going to take a long time of testing because it has to be in a very peculiar situation where you have trucks and raiders in considerable quantities. And your raiders are dropping off after the truck is dropping off the last of a certain resource at a building. And you only have 1 or 2 construction sites at a time. So this is hard to gauge, suffice to say. But what is working out very well is the fact that everything currently going on, all the mechanics and everything, being able to order things around and select things and all that, it all works exactly as intended. And currently you can do all those fantastic bits of base management if you want. Just a matter of what you can and cannot do. I think, yeah, I'll probably actually move the power indicator up a row, I think is the next thing I'm going to do. But that's all for this update. Not a whole lot going on. Added some trucks, which need a lot of foundation laying, going after some elusive bugs, got new buildings with new icons to warp in stuff, and I'll be doing some more work later with getting in the small crawler. The crawler is going to be basically useless until a lot of the groundwork shows up for upgrade stations and being able to upgrade your vehicles in different ways. And we have a great new system we're going to bring to light there, which will add more to the uniqueness of this setup, to where you can have a variety of upgrades, usually about 5 or 6 for each vehicle. And they will have a certain resource cost and a certain level of encumbrance. The resource cost can cost multiple things, and the level of encumbrance will, of course, determine how much upgrades you can mount on a vehicle's frame until it is full. So you won't be able to get every upgrade, which is a point of difference versus the original Rock Raiders. Obviously, one of those things you want to have, obviously. So yeah, that's going to kind of be its own deal. But Small Crawler will be able to be mounted with a large variety of turrets and all sorts of diddlies like that, which will make it a very versatile item, suffice to say. Until next time, not a whole lot else to talk about within the frame here today, but I hope that was entertaining. I hope this is, well, I know this is progress forward. That's not even enough the question. But hope to make more updates soon, because we've got more of the tech tree to lay down. We've got to lay down the docks. We've got to lay down, gosh, a bunch of other stuff too. The Rosen Factory, the Rosen Helipad, or is it? Yeah, no, the Rosen Airstrip, which of course is teleporting like the Rosen Pad. We have the reload station and the various turrets and defensive bits. So yeah, got a lot of work cut out for me. I think I'm going to actually probably build a new level to use in my next test environment. And I'm just going to make that guy from scratch, and it's going to be its own rundown. I might also look to see how plausible it is to make randomization within certain level generations, whether it be randomizing certain sectors or chunks, or giving a unique seed that will change certain parts and working combinations with each other. I'm not entirely sure. But that's a lot more down the road. I've been babbling for way too long, so I'll let you get back to what the hell you were doing. Until next time, WCCC, signing out.